when you're squatting, when you're, talking to your teammates about moving, it doesn't need to look the same because we're not the same. So back to the point. If we're looking at heels coming up, I want to also bring a tool into play. So I don't think everyone here is going to have this shoe, but I want it as a teaching tool. So we've got this heel lift here. And you've probably seen this shoe before, whether it's Olympic weightlifting, CrossFit athletes, just in the gym, people squatting. This is a tool that people use, and it's great for squatting because a lot of times when people are squatting, if you're finding that your heels come up, you might be lacking ankle mobility. And we'll see this with our industrial athletes, see this maybe in yourselves when you did that squat. But what we can do as a quick fix is we can lift our heels. So if you guys have 2 books or 1 book that you don't mind stepping on, go ahead and grab that, and we're going to go through an example really quick. So I'll adjust back down. So 2 books, they don't have to be very big, and you're just going to set them on the ground here. So if we come up and we put our heels up on these books, you've got that heel lift. I want you to go through 3 squats and see if you feel any difference in the motion that you can get, how comfortable you feel, anything. So you go through 3, and they probably feel pretty different, I would assume. That's that piece where you've lifted your heel, you have external support, and you can get into greater depths, and it might feel better. It might feel better on your knees, it might feel better on your back, and that's kind of the point, right? We want to be able to achieve ranges of motion that maybe we didn't have before, but we can do so safely. Now, that's the quick fix. I also want to take us through a flow now. So we're going to actually get moving. Sorry for moving my camera so much. And we're going to start with low back. So super simple. You don't have to stand sideways like me. You're just going to take your hands and you're going to place them on the front of your hips or your thighs. And you're going to kind of roll your back forward, kind of like you're a C. So you don't need to be reaching for your toes, but you're more just sliding, getting a nice curve in your spine. Big deep breath. And exhale. Then you're going to come back up. Hands go on your hips, and you're just going to lean back as far as you feel comfortable going. This probably feels nice if you've been sitting all day. Good. We're going to go forward one more time. So go roll down as far as you can, kind of like those roly-poly bugs. Big breath in. And exhale. You're going to come back one more time into extension. Only as far as you feel comfortable going. Good. You're going to come back up. So then we're going to go to spine. So if you guys were in the first one, you'll recognize this one, but from the side, you'll get into that crouch position, arm on your leg, and you're rotating up. It's been a long day. I know you guys have been in multiple conference sessions. So we're going to get back into that rotation. Look up to the sky. And all I want you to focus on is your breathing. So 2 big breaths in. And you're going to switch sides. So this is what it is from the front. Going to the other side, look up to the ceiling. Really feel spine rotation in there. And one more. Perfect. Okay, we're going to get hips involved too. So standing here, you can use something if you need to prop yourself. Again, if balance is not great, you're going to take your hip, lift up, and fan it out. So we're just doing hip circles. You're going to go 3 backwards. Good. And then you're going to go start back and bring it forwards. So open those hips, get them moving. Good. Other side. Up, back, and out. 2 and 3. Good. Bring it, start back and bring it in. 2, 3. Good. If you have your seat close by, we're going to go back to that figure 4 that we did earlier that hopefully y'all loved. So we'll sit. And remember, chest stays up nice and tall. We're getting in that cross motion. And you should feel that hip, upper thigh. A disclaimer too, some people will feel like it'll cramp, especially if you've not done it before or you're a little bit tighter. That's okay, you can kind of shake it back out. And if you feel comfortable, you can then return to that position. Good, and you're gonna switch sides. Good, and so the point with all of these different movements, when you squat, you have all these different joints, all these limbs participating or part of the movement. And so we kind of want to treat it that way. When we're warming up or we're getting ready for that squat, we want to make sure that we're, we're giving it the justice it deserves, and we're addressing everything that goes into a squat. Because some people, it is harder to squat than others, and that's fine, but we can address those very safely and according to how you feel. So staying in your chair, super easy one. You're just going to take your elbows and you're just going to press your knees out. And this might be tough if you have arm rests. An option you can do instead, you could just do one side only. And there you're just going to feel your inner thigh. You're just getting a stretch along there. So if you have that arm rest, you can adjust. Good. Perfect. And then the last piece, we can never forget about it, is the foot. So I talked about this heel lift and we looked at the books. And these are the quicker fixes that we can use. You could use dumbbells in a gym, but I want to look at what we can do easily in our office, at our home. So if I point to this pole right here, I'm going to show you a super easy stretch to do. So you can find any wall. You're going to prop your toe up. And right along there, you're going to feel a pretty good stretch in your calf. You might feel it into your lower hamstring, but I want you to think about how your ankle looks and how it mimics what a squat would look like. So if we have flexion here and we go to a squat and we have flexion in our ankles, that's the same kind of idea, and that's what we're trying to prepare for, right? That's what that heel lift does for us. So we're gonna go here. Let's hold 3, 2, good, and let's go other way. Holding for 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, awesome. So last part of this too, we're gonna go into that calf raise again. So we did those back in the first one. We're gonna go through 10 real quick, and then we're gonna reassess our squat again. So let's go through 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hopefully that felt like a good burn. That always gets me every time. Well, we're gonna take our books. Let's grab our books back out. And let's try that squat again. So our body's more warmed up. We've got the idea of how our ankles should be moving. Maybe we can't get our ankles perfectly mobile today, but again, these are long-term changes that we can make. That's how habits are formed, right? So let's go through, let's get 5 squats in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then if you feel up to it, hopefully that felt a little different. And with the last couple of seconds we've got, I want you to retest. So we're gonna look at that squat without the books, without anything. Let's go through 3. And I want you guys to think about, and you can drop it in the chat, what felt different to you at the end. So let's go through 3 real quick. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Okay, so lots of things there. Again, this is a long-term change. Most people aren't perfect at squatting right off the bat. So if this is newer to you, drop those in the chat and we can always talk more. I will also leave my email in here for any questions as well. So thank you guys.
That was good. It really gives a good back stretch. Doing the feels really, really good. Louise, come on and join us. Come on.
I was really loving Tamara following the actions, and you were loving it, Tamara. You
Thank you.
were smiling and happy and fantastic.
Yeah, no, I like doing the stretches. It really helps, you know, especially if you're sitting all day to stretch out your back. Get you can really feel it right down your legs when you're doing some of those squats, you know. So thank you. Thank you, Sarah. That was wonderful. So where can people meet you, Sarah, if they want you to come and do some stuff at your at their place?
So you mean like on their sites?
Yeah.
Or at their sites?
Yep.
Yeah. So I would highly encourage you guys to go check out the Work Right Northwest booth. We are located in a ton of different factories, companies. And so if you think that this is a really good fit for you, or you can see how this could really help with the mission of preventing injuries, lowering risk, I would head over there. We've got some awesome people to man that, and we can talk more about it. So yeah,
Wonderful.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So that's in the Safety Connect. Go to your booth. That is, you go through the lobby, right? And then you'll see the exhibitors there, right on the side. Hold on. My computer's a little bit slow. Let me just show people. Let me share. What we have a few sessions that are running over. Can you see it? Have you seen this yet, Louise?
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, isn't that great? Look at there you are on the big screen.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a star.
I love doing that. So if you want to see the Just Right booth that she's just talking about, you come into the lobby and you see right here in the exhibit hall, and then you go through the booth like this. And so that's where you can find her booth. And if we keep going here, we can see all the booths that people have. And so that's how you would find it there. And there's her booth right there. So thank you very much. And a shout out to that. So we are just waiting for for that one session to end. Do you mind if we do a wheel?
Oh, I love the wheel.
Okay.
It's amazing.
Okay, let's do a wheel.
Let's do this.
Here we go. Okay, so what are we doing for a wheel?
Somebody has their hand up in the chat tomorrow.
Hi, just a second. It's for an I hope I'm reading this right. Oh well. It's for an NASP 1-year premium membership. So who has a hand up?
Oh no, they've gone down again.
Oh,
I think it was probably an accidental hand lift.
Okay. So I don't have sound for whatever reason, and yes, I am clicking on the share sound, but it's some Zoom bug today. So I apologize.
Maybe we can find some music.
Yeah. So we have 50 people, is that right? In the room?
64 participants, I can see.
Oh, all right. Hold on.
Maybe I can find some music while you're doing that.
Okay. I hope I didn't do any backwards, but that's what happens if you have a dyslexic.
We got 65 now.
Oh. Okay, here we go. Let's get going.
Tim, I haven't seen you since Winnipeg in 2018 either. 26.
26. Who is 26? Hold on. So now I have to go over here and for 26. Okay.
You're going to spin it again.
So 26 is
Drum roll.
James Harold.
Congratulations.
Here, if you can send me, James, if you can send me in the DM that's Jamie. Jamie always comes on to video for some reason. If you can send me your email in the chat, that would be great. So it was James.
Is it a coveted blue polo shirt?
No, it's an NASP 1-year subscription. So that's
Awesome.
amazing. No?
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Well, I'm going to get the show rolling because it does look like we have more people who have come in. And so let me just write your name down, James. And if you can DM me your email, that would be great. Now, it seems like people have come in. So I think that the other session has ended, and we're going to start our session here with Louise Hoskins. So Louise is the director and owner of Hoskins Associates and the co-founder of One Wish. She's going to be doing her keynote discussion today on good governance lasts longer than governments. Now, if you know anything about Louise, it is that she is an individual full of passion, someone who advocates relentlessly for positive safety and social values, diversity and inclusion, and she provides the most amazing mentoring and support to many women, myself included, in health and safety. And one of the things that I really love about Louise is how she loves to celebrate other people's successes. Those in the health and safety and business community, but those who extend beyond that. She's just an amazing woman. So I thank you for our friendship. And it's not surprise that you will often be able to hear Louise speaking or reading on a post on LinkedIn or in an article where Louise is challenging the status quo and really pushing new innovative thoughts and ideas about safety and leadership practices. So what I did want to share with people is that her newest passion is Catch the Wave. And that's about encouraging us to be looking forward and using health and safety to add value to our organization, encouraging the idea of looking at how we can include people and empower them to continue to collaborate between health and safety professionals, C-suite, boardrooms, and beyond. Louise is well known as an IOSH approved training provider and risk management specialist, bringing with her over 29 years of experience in a variety of blue chip and public sector organizations. Her aim is to help organizations create healthy, happy, and safe workplaces that enjoy all the benefits of operating in a sustainable and environmentally friendly manner. So it is my pleasure to welcome my good friend, Louise Hoskins, to the stage. Welcome, Louise.
Yay, thanks, Tamara. Wow, what an introduction. And we had a great panel debate about this earlier on, so I'm really delighted to be back here again a few hours later to talk about what is a great passion of mine, all around governance. And what I'm hoping to do in this session is to broaden your understanding and awareness of corporate governance, and show you by really truly understanding this, it will help you to create a golden thread throughout your organization in respect of general health and safety, because you'll have a greater understanding of where that risk fits into the whole. I talk an awful lot about good governance lasting longer than governments. So in this massively tumultuous, turbulent world that we're all in, where there's so many things going on, Governments can come and go, but good governance across organizations is absolutely here to stay. And I certainly have a theory that it's going to be something that grows in importance moving forward, because governments of the day have literally got their hands full with so many other things. So are they going to be investing, are they going to be spending time in respect of legislation to look at health and safety and all the things that we care about? Or are the largest organizations around the world going to be really focusing on governance, which actually pulls everybody up? So, you know, this is why I feel this is massively important at the moment. So I am gonna do my best to share my screen, and hopefully I will continue to see everybody's chat in the chat box as well. So hopefully you can all see what I'm looking at now with any luck, magic technology. So yeah, I'm going to go through this presentation and I'm more than happy to take questions in the chat box. So there's a little bit about me here. Happy to share slides tomorrow at the end of it. As Tamara also said, I'm a co-founder of One Wish, which is all about women and inclusion in safety and health. And I feel that, you know, this is a really core component to everything that we're doing as well. So I'm just going to make sure I can see the chat, which I can. Okay, that's great. Okay, so why are we all here? Why are we doing this? So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is, you know, we're talking about all these topics and we're talking about new ideas and concepts today, which has been absolutely fantastic. But actually at the core of this, we have people. And I just wanted to remind everybody at the top of this session that the ILO is still estimating that 2.3 million women and men around the world are succumbing to workplace diseases and illnesses. And that corresponds to 6,000 deaths every single day. Worldwide, there are around 340 million occupational accidents and 160 million victims of workplace illness. And those numbers are absolutely staggering. And I think it's important for us to just think about why we're here and those pieces that are really important to us. And what I'm going to run through in this session is this balance of people, planet and profit. So if we have all of these different aspects in balance, then we're going to create sustainable organizations. If we concentrate on profit, our people suffer. If we concentrate on the planet, we have finite resources. But if we put our key focus in our businesses on our people and put our people first, they're going to adapt and they're going to step up to these huge challenges that we've got in the world today. So this is a challenge around how we work alongside our organizations to truly put people first. So I'm going to start with the UN's definition of sustainability. So often when we think about sustainability and we think of the word sustainability, we think of green, you know, very real green initiatives, we think of climate change. But actually, if you consider the word sustainability in its broadest terms, it's got a much broader definition. And I think in business, we talk about sustainability a lot. So if you run a business, I run a small business, you're constantly looking forward to the future. You're thinking about what you need to create a sustainable business. So my challenge to you is to think about sustainability in its broadest sense. So meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs. So human capital, increasingly we're talking about human capital. And lots of people ask me, well, what does this mean? And it's the way that I really define this is, it includes, think about that person, if you like, who comes into an organization and they're just able to create movement and change and dynamism and energy, and they take people with them. And consider that as a value. That person can really drive a business forward. So what, and increasingly we're saying, what is the role of health and safety within human capital? So there's not a people tree. People must be nurtured across their careers to achieve their personal ambitions. And as health and safety professionals, we have a very real role to play to create that environment where people can make individual choices for themselves and for those that they work alongside, to create a psychologically healthy and safe environment, and one where people feel like their health and safety actually matters. So increasingly we're starting to look at this concept of human capital and what it means, and it's where it fits into governance. So often we really get this, in order to create this, we all have to be agents of change, and change is a really challenging concept. I consider myself a transformational leader. So when I go into organizations, in general, people are coming to me because they want to adapt what they're doing. They want to do what they're doing in a different kind of way, but they're not quite sure how to do this. And I'm going to talk in a moment about organizational design. And so they want to create this dynamism, if that's a word, within their organization. But in order to do so, it means creating change. They've got to look to do things differently. And that's a really, really hard concept. And being a leader of change is difficult, and it's challenging, and it's kind of what we do every day. But I'm going to demonstrate that by using good governance principles across our organizations, it will help people to have a clear sight and a clear vision of what it is that you're looking to achieve, with clear priorities as well. And it's really important for us as health and safety professionals to truly align with our organizations and what their priorities are as well. Which really brings me on to the UN Sustainability Goals. So the UN Sustainability Goals were developed in 2015, and 193 member states of the UN adopted a plan over the following 15 years to end extreme poverty, fight inequality and justice, and protect our planet. But to achieve these goals, we all need to change the way that we operate and the patterns of production and operation and consumption in order for us to have a really, truly sustainable model. So the UN is very much calling on companies and their chief executives to align their strategies and their operations on the long-term success and importance of worker communities and the planet. So this is at its heart a set of actions to support organisations to help them to become more sustainable. And the work that's being undertaken is really to enhance those organizations that are looking at these goals and aligning themselves with the targets that are contained within the goals, and helping those organizations to be more successful organizations. So it's a real shift in how we do business. And you know, various people have looked at these goals, and I mean, there's some very clear ones that are definitely aligned to what we do within health and safety, but the targets behind those, there are something like between 40 and 50 that are directly related to health and safety. And these, you know, this really matters to the modern organization that we're finding ourselves in. So I have a background in environmental health, which means that I studied a broad sort of topic area of public health at university. And I will never forget the lecturers telling us at the time that preventative measures to provide clean water, sanitation, decent homes, reduce pollution, provide safe food and safe places to work has really saved more lives than any medical breakthrough. And I think that if this time has shown us anything, it's just how true that is. Many years later, it has to be said. So how do we start to create and think about a sustainable organization? So I love this model, which really extends our idea around the people, planet and profit. So around the outside, we have the natural capital that we all recognize, which is about the environment, pollution and its impact. And then the amber pieces that fit into this are around social capital. So this is all to do with our moral values. This is to do with trust. It's to do with our relationships. It's to do with the networks and the community that we work within and that human connection that we all have. Human capital is the piece that I've been talking about. So that's all about people. It's about knowledge. It's about what motivates individuals to bring their best selves to work. And we have to have the financial aspects because that fuels all of this as well. So manufactured capital is all about goods and fixed assets, while the financial capital is very much about money and cash flow. And this allows all the other capitals to flow and owned and be traded. But what we're looking at now is businesses starting to understand this concept. They're starting to align their business strategies with the UN sustainability goals and really looking at their framework in terms of sustainability. So another important concept in all of this as well is the UN, is the ILO's declaration on the Friday, the 10th of June, of the principle of safe and healthy work environment. And this, you know, this has been a huge piece of work where a number of different people have come together and created this declaration. And this is all around, you know, this is going to, I'd urge you to go onto the ILO website and do have a look at this, because this is very much about organizations and governments around the world really standing up and taking notice of this. And it's, you know, it puts safety and health right back on the agenda of developing nations and nations that perhaps didn't previously consider health and safety as being a fundamental piece of what they do. So where does this fit into finance and all that we do? So we know that around the world, you know, those organizations that have come out of the pandemic that have fared well are those organizations that have strong environmental, social and governance backgrounds, if you like. So those organizations have done better. And you know, the markets are shifting all over the place again, but we saw those organizations that really cared about their ethical standing do much better financially. And those, it's been proven that those companies with this focus are definitely in a better position versus their less sustainable peers to weather these adverse conditions, and they can actually you know, continue to progress and be sustainable. So those adverse conditions that we're all facing, you know, they're not going to be going away. And it's also considering our supply chains as well. So, you know, we're all interconnected. You know, Tamara and I have become great friends over the pandemic. And, you know, we can lift the telephone to people on the other side of the world in a way that we probably never did before. And at the heart of all of this is good governance definitely lasts longer than government. So if you would think about things like the Carillion collapse, that was based on poor governance arrangements. And investors don't want to be attached to those type of organizations anymore. So they're asking very, very pointed questions to find out just how ethical organizations are, and they want to understand more about human capital, and this is pulling health and safety directly into everything that we're doing. And if you think about it, we're all customers. Our personal habits have and are changing. So we have a real awareness around the brands that we're buying. We're all linked by social media. When something, you know, when something happens, we all know about it. So that reputational risk piece is becoming more and more important. And there's work being undertaken to really, truly understand the value that human capital and the piece that health and safety plays in all of this, and its connection to finance and growth. And we also know that, you know, we have a global skills crisis, so people are very much choosing those organizations that care about their workforce. So the financial piece of this demonstrates it's the right thing to do. But if you're in an organization that's, you know, where do I start? Where does this all fit in? You know, what are you going to do to keep up with this? So when I was preparing this organization, when I was preparing this slide deck, I just Googled what keeps businesses up at night, and I considered this for myself as well. And interestingly, nobody was saying, there wasn't anything in there that said specifically around health and safety, work-life balance, burnout, well-being, absolutely and definitely there. But there's all of these different factors that go on in an organization, and I certainly feel it in the small business that I own. You know, when the pandemic struck, I was, you know, it was massively stressful. And, you know, how do I keep my business going? What are the things that I need to do to keep the cogs of the business going, moving forward, being sustainable? And our company leaders, you know, we talk about positive health and safety leadership all the time, but they have so many things to keep balancing, and they've got so many plates to spin. So they really have so many, you know, potentially conflicting priorities, and we pull on one area and it pulls on another. So how can you help and support your organizations to truly focus on the things that you think are important? And it is around good governance practice. So I believe strongly in good safety design Thanks, Kevin, for your message in the chat box. That's great. So within health and safety, I'm fascinated in health and safety about how we can eliminate risk by good design. And this is a picture of me up on a roof. I love going on big buildings. And this is a picture of me on a big building, brand new building, and this was with really bad access to the roof. And basically, in order to get up on the roof and do repairs on the roof or access plant and equipment, anybody going out there had to literally walk along a parapet. And you know, we see this all the time in our jobs, don't we? You know, we come across it and we just think, do you know what, the architect could have designed that differently. And you know, somebody's not going to have to go up there to do those repairs. It, you know, would have been safe for somebody to go up there. So good design is massively important in respect of our physical health and safety. But my challenge to you is organizational design is just as important. So what does good governance mean and what does it look like? So governance really is the system by which organizations are directed and controlled, and it's all concerned with structure and process within our organizations. And it's all about accountability, it's about controls, it's about behaviors. And it's the organizational purpose is in there. So what is the true north on our organizations? And it contains all of these different aspects. So we've got integrity and ethics, we've got board effectiveness, leadership, strategy, purpose and direction, openness and accountability, equity, diversity, inclusion. And you can see around the outside, people, purpose, process, performance. This is what general governance within an organization is all about. And if we can get those building blocks functioning and working in the right kind of way, we can have a strong governance process within our organizations, and one that looks backwards and forwards and asks difficult questions, so challenges. And so our organizations that are thinking about this, and it doesn't have to be big organizations either, are really starting to structure their governance processes and arrangements in this way to ask really difficult questions. And by understanding how this all fits together, you can start to understand where health and safety fits into the risk appetite of your organization, which is really important. Now, in order to really, you know, and I've been doing some work around this recently, is thinking about your organizational design. So in order to have good design, and we were talking about some of these things earlier, we've got to have really capable people that are well trained, that are focused, they understand what their role and purpose is, they have clear vision. We've got really good structures and strong governance. We manage talent, so we create pipelines where people come in, they're supported, they're nurtured, they grow in their roles. We have strong processes that are effective and work. We've got technology that support and help us as tools, and most importantly, we have really positive culture. And I was saying earlier on that we can have the most amazing risk controls on the planet, but if we don't have a positive culture of trust, people are not going to follow those rules. And so you can start to see how this aligns with all of the things that we care about. So my challenge to everybody in this audience is to start to learn and understand a little bit more about governance. And there's lots of guidance out there. Now in the UK, I mean, generally, there's not a massive amount of global difference in respect of some of these concepts. So we've got, and all of these things can be downloaded from the internet. We've got a really good corporate governance code that's super easy to read, and it describes how to structure good governance frameworks. And it is for larger organizations, but in my experience, it creates a good framework for any size of organization. And I'd also urge people to, you know, read around this subject. This is a great book, The Fish Rots at the Head. So it's understanding the role of leadership and the role of governance. And again, this book is written from a global perspective as well. So do read around these topics. Thinking about organizational design as well, we're all talking about psychological health and safety. And again, here, this is, for me, this is hugely important. So having organizations where they have a good organizational design with a focus on training, with a focus on behaviors and managing conflicts, managing work demands, consulting with their workers, having fair inclusion strategies, caring about their supply chains, are going to create a positive culture. And so you can start to see how this very much mirrors the things that we all care about. And I just want to talk a little bit about emotional, you know, we're changing the way that we lead. So we're moving away from transactional leadership. We're moving into a world where it's, you know, servant leadership, and we're caring about how people feel. And my challenge to you is around emotional leadership, intelligent leadership, and thinking of it like a bank account. So there's a little piggy bank there. So we make deposits when we praise and we give people gratitude and we support them. When we withdraw because we have an urgent request or we criticize, we start to move into debit. And again, in our roles, we can learn from this. So it's showing people what good looks like, supporting them, nurturing them. And if you do find that you're becoming overdrawn, it's really important to pull back on that as quickly as possible. And, you know, thinking, you know, we lead from the top, but it's so important for us to listen to all levels and to keep improving those standards so we become truly sustainable. You know, we've all seen this diagram, haven't we, around stress. You know, it all runs downhill. But my challenge to you is that the bird at the top is in a really lonely position. You know, I've had some real leadership challenges. You know, for some reason, you know, I'm driven by the changes and the transformation that I can make within organizations. But that's really tough, and it can feel really lonely. Because you can be looking around and thinking, I'm doing all of this. There's no one, you know, nowhere for you to go when you're in that location. So it can be a lonely place to be. And so I guess my challenge is to think about all of those things and all of those things that your leaders are juggling. And there could be definitely a reason why things are probably not going in the way that you want them to go. And finally, we are in this VUCA world. So my other challenge as well to you is, and I love this, the opposite of complexity is not simplicity, it's reductionism. So can you find things within your sphere of influence, within your structures, within anything that you're doing, to take away? Think about what you don't need. Think about what you don't need to be doing anymore to simplify what you're doing. And again, we were talking about that in the earlier panel debate. by creating and designing really sound structures, having good governance practice, it's going to be a lot easier for you to start to fit your health and safety management within there. And I'm going to leave you with this slide. I put this onto my Twitter feed and it absolutely went viral, but I love it. And again, in health and safety, if we think about ergonomics, we were just talking about ergonomics in the session before, we fit the work to the person and not the other way around. And this for me, you know, it really sums up good positive leaders as well. So managers change the people to fit the system, but leaders change the system to fit the people. And so my challenge to you is to think about good governance practice. Perhaps I've given you a few ideas here, and think about how your organizations are structured. And if you can support and help the others within your organization there and show that you're learning and show that you're understanding, you may find that it becomes much easier for you to fit in the things that you're doing, because you're starting to fit and match the cadence and the flow of the organizations that you're working within, and you can demonstrate to them how you can add true value. But yeah, that's the end of my presentation. So I hope that was helpful. I don't know if I've got any questions in the chat box, but hopefully you enjoyed that.
That was phenomenal. Thank you so much, Louise. One question I do have, you said that, you know, leaders change the system to fit the people, and I love that.
Yeah.
But some people who are joining us in our audience today might say, well, that's a nice saying, but Louise, what are your recommendations so we can actually start taking actions on that? How can you share about that?
Yeah, so I mean, do you know something? That's a question I so often am asked, is where do I start? And I think you know, I always sit back and watch and listen and learn and talk to the people within the organizations and really start, you know, take your time to understand how your organization ebbs and flows, and how the people within your organization communicate with one another, operate, you know, what they're doing. And I think, and again, we were talking about this earlier, is we kind of rush in as health and safety professionals sometimes, you know, wanting to be this hero leader to solve all these amazing problems. But actually, if we take a step back and think about organizational design, think about good governance practice, and start to start from the start and don't rush it, and think about that diagram where I talked about culture and pipelines and structure, and start to build a structure with really strong building blocks that takes your people with them, and don't rush it, and have a roadmap. You know, think about things like the Bradley curve as well, certainly helps. But by understanding the business and the broader concept of governance, if you can fit in with the governance arrangements within your organization, you're going to find that it's much easier to get the things that you care about pushed forward.
So I like what Tanya has also put in the chat. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. And I would like to know the answer to this one too. How important do you think transparency is of leadership to everybody else?
Massively. I so believe in this. I don't believe in hiding anything. I actually put, it was because it was Mental Health Awareness Week last week, and I recorded something that's on my LinkedIn page, and I was talking about how nerve-wracking the start of the pandemic was for me as a business owner, and I'd never done it before, but I actually pulled my team together virtually. And I told them that I was really worried about the business, and I was really open with things that I'd never been as open with them about before. And they felt able to then share. And so for me, transparency is hugely important. And I think that takes courage from business leaders to be transparent, because you feel that you have to have all of the answers and you have to kind of keep some things very tight and close to you. But I'm all about sharing. And I think communication is, that's the sign of good, positive communication. And if we have trust within our organizations, we can create transparency. But I think it's hugely important, Tanya.
Well, thank you so much, Louise. I know you've got a packed schedule right now. You're literally flying in and out of countries and doing things left, right, and
I know,
center.
but it's been, do you know something? I have been literally flying around the world and been to some great face-to-face conferences, but I haven't done one like this back on Zoom again. And it's been great to have conversations with friends again and meet back online.
Oh, we had you for 2 sessions today, community panel and this one, and just thank you so much, because with speakers like you, that's what helps make this possible, as well as those who are attending. Now, I saw Scott come on stage, so come on back. And so before I give it over, though, because I've got the power, I want to share with everybody to remember to please go into the conference, give some love to our exhibitors, because those are the individuals who are helping, giving us this great platform, an opportunity for us to all share our knowledge and time. And in order to get around the lobby, you can either click on one of the nice logos up here, or go into the exhibit hall by clicking the exhibit and then going over. And then afterwards, we're also going to be going to the lounge for some networking. But before that, we've got a wheel. So how many people do we have here? 71?
I love the wheel.
I know.
Yeah, everyone loves the
It's
wheel.
very exciting.
We had Louise going in the lounge. So people are in the lounge, and we had live streaming of Louise in the lounge.
Yeah.
I know, I was pressing on all the links that I had.
And we've got you on LinkedIn and YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna click this.
Yeah, you can't get away from Louise right now. She is
I know,
everywhere.
I'm just everywhere.
Ooh.
Number 42.
42.
It's the answer to life,
Ooh.
the universe, and everything.
Who's counting?
So number 42, I'm going to delegate it to Scott this time, because he's our numbers guy. He does the counting and all the number stuff, so seems fair.
Well, I best better get the attendee list up here.
Yeah, well, I sacked Jamie with it last time. So, and so I'm going to find out what the prize is.
I have a person.
Oh, you do?
Oh,
Wow.
Laura Triay, Triay. Laura, are you there? I'm going to click allow to talk. Congratulations. What is she winning?
Oh, it's the black stainless steel tumbler from Squincher.
Oh, hey.
There's some really great
With the
prizes
radio.
in here today.
Awesome.
Congratulations, Laura.
Laura,
Nice.
can you? Oh, thanks, Tamara. My bad. This is Tamara's show. Why do I even say anything? He's got this.
So are we doing another one?
Yeah, we've got second prize to give away on the wheel. It's the EH Momentum $50 gift card
All right.
and a free subscription.
Ooh,
Okay.
Chip Duffy, courtesy
Chip
of
Duffy.
Chip Duffy, EHS Momentum.
Okay.
I thought you were going to say a set of steak knives, Scott. First prize, a Cadillac. Second
Oh.
prize, Set of steak knives.
Okay, and don't leave yet because we've got more things to share with everybody. Here
Yeah,
we
who's
go.
doing maybe Jamie should do the wheel because
That's what I was thinking.
Uh-oh. Oh, sure.
Can you get in there?
Let's see. I don't know if I can. No, it's got to be the Tamara thing without the sound.
No,
Some-
no, I can share. There you go.
No. I can't share the sound either. It's something on
I can.
Oh,
on Tamara's
okay.
account though. I don't think so.
Oh, on Tamara's account?
Yeah, because I was sharing sound on mine,
Oh,
and you are. So I don't know.
Oh, so it's just a my account thing. That's good to know, problem solved.
The Tamara thing, yeah.
If you haven't figured out already, Jamie is our technical wizard. So
Let's do this. Technical wizard.
Wizard.
Like let's do it twice. Because I
yeah.
don't think I'm either one of those things.
Scott, are you able to share your screen?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Okay, go ahead,
Yeah.
Scott. I was gonna share it, but I don't have sound.
Well,
Well,
Scott says he has sound, so let's see.
How many people do we have? Sorry, we're
72.
Yeah.
rambling on here.
68 attendees. I guess
Well, we're
Louise,
still on LinkedIn Live.
Louise could technically win. Louise, have you
Yeah.
won anything on the wheel yet? Oh, you're on mute.
I would love to win something. That would be amazing.
All right, so Louise is number one, and then 70 other people, 71 people. If it lands on one, that's Louise.
I'd have to travel a long way to pick up my prize, wouldn't I?
Oh, we'll ship it. Where are you right now? You said you're traveling the world. Where are you right now?
Yeah, no, I am speaking to you from my office in my house, which is in a city called St Albans, which is just outside London.
Cool. Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it's coming up to 11 o'clock in the evening.
Ooh, right.
Oh, right.
Scott, you're on mute. My dream come true. There it is.
Yeah, can't get the sound on my wheel either.
No, that's
But
all
here
right.
we go. Here's the big spin for the EHS Momentum $50 gift card and free subscription.
Ba-dum, bum, dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I think everyone
I-
should sing.
Yeah. On mic, everybody, and everybody's saying
31, look at that.
31.
Me,
Jamie's
Cool.
counting.
Jamie's counting.
I'm very good at delegating. It's a strength. It's my secret on how I get everything done.
Yeah.
Mr. John Marks.
John Marks. Nice.
John Marks, congratulations.
Jo-
Please place your email in the chat.
Yes, please. Thank you. Well, this has been amazing.
Yeah, totally amazing. Thank you,
Thank
Louise.
you.
Thanks for
Thank
all
you.
your support. Amazing.
Yeah, no, well, thank you so much for having me. It was, do you know something? I was talking to Malcolm after the last session because he called me back. And I was saying that he and I haven't had an argument on a webinar for a while. So, no, it was really great to come on, and thank you so much for inviting me to come on to 2 sessions today.
Yeah,
It's
no,
been
thank
amazing.
you. Our pleasure. Always fantastic to have you talk. Yeah, here's the hearts. All right.
Brilliant. Oh, putting the heart into health and safety.
That's it.
Well, I'm gonna go to bed now, guys. So it's coming up to 11 p.m. here. But thank you so much for having me, and have a great rest of the conference.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Louise.
thank you,
Take
Louise.
care. Good night.
Bye.
Right. Now we have another surprise to share with people, don't we? Starts with a C?
Chip?
No.
Oh.
Connections? Come on, Scott, help me out.
Yeah, well, Jamie's going to touch on that in a minute, but yeah, we just want to. Where's my
Cash. Yeah, Vince, I like that idea. Cash.
Cash. Did someone say
cash?
cash?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Put in the chat what you think it is and see if
Yeah.
you hit it. You get a prize if you can hit it.
Yeah, well, we want to thank all the speakers. As we mentioned, everybody's volunteered their time today to help keep the conference free. Just drop in the chat there which sessions you caught today, which ones you enjoyed. You know, any key learnings. Just share that. Take a minute and share that with the group right now. Love to hear from everybody. Remember, all the presentations will be available on demand for 30 days following the conference. And you will get your CEU. Somebody was asking about that. You know, we'll send some information out after the conference about getting your certificate, and make sure you get those credits. So remember, keep connecting. If you're a safety professional, you like connecting and sharing with your peers. You know, your voice matters. So join us in the Safety Connections community, which Tamara alluded to. And where we can harness the collective genius of the safety industry. So if you go into the lobby, I think Jamie will probably share his screen in a minute or two. Just click that Safety Connections.
Am I sharing my screen? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Right on.
And I dropped the link in the chat.
Oh, thanks, Tamara. Yeah, there's a menu in the lobby.
Yeah, just sign up there. And you know, we love Safety Connect so much. We want to recreate this feel every day if possible. Probably won't be daily, but it'll be much more frequent. You know, so join Safety Connections, and we'll reach out after the conference with more details on how we're going to get things rolling.
Yes, sir. And there is a behind the scenes competition going on right now. Let's see if let me put the name. I'll put this in the chat too. So what are we calling it? The registration referral competition. Here, this is the chat. And what you do is you take the link that I threw in the chat. I think there's a link in our Safeopedia booth. So if you miss it there, then it's in our Safeopedia booth. But all you do is you go up in here and you change your name. So you put your name, and I'll put this. And then what you do is you share this link with your network. And I won't share it, but if I share this, and then we've got 4 prizes, $200 for first prize, and then $100 for second, third, and fourth prize. So I think on day 3 at 4:30, 4:45, around the time we're doing the grand prizes, we'll announce who has had most people register with their link. So little side competition. Invite your colleagues, your coworkers, anybody that enjoys safety, enjoys CEU. So it's not too late. And then all the sessions are on demand as well from today. So it's not too late. Never.
Not too late. There's a few posts in the chat. There must be some inside jokes we'll have to check out in the lounge. The Chevy Cavalier, coffee mug, crayons, of course.
No, that's the C word. Tamara said.
Is that's what we're giving?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Crayons. It's crayons. You guys, you got it.
So Jamie,
What?
people take that link that we put in the chat.
Yeah.
They change where it says your name here.
Yeah.
And
They
then
put
they
their own
copy
name.
that. They put their own name. And then have I got this right? They go on to LinkedIn or whatever and share it out.
Anyone.
And then
they give it or email it, LinkedIn. And if someone registers, if they click that link and go over and register, then that's 1 point. So whoever gets the most registrations with their link wins $200, and then second, third, and fourth place are $100.
cool. Now, is there like a leaderboard or anything that has this showing on it?
We're gonna show that tomorrow morning, Scott?
We'll share it in the morning, let
Very
everybody know where they're at, and then end the day tomorrow as well, and first thing on Thursday morning.
Yeah, how about
the
people
photo
don't know
booth.
the photo booth that's going on right now. So again, if you haven't done it yet, you can either use your computer camera. I find my laptop, it doesn't want to use this camera, so I just use my phone. I click that and I just point my camera at that, and then it kind of pops up a link, and I click it, and then I can go through the fun little photo booth. And it's a photo booth contest. So this is where the most points are awarded for the grand prize. So you can get in there. There's tons of these little stickers that you can play with. And let me just close that. Let's see who's in the lead. Popular 10. So Brandy's in the lead. Craig is second. Pete is third. I probably can't win. And then Holly with her T-Rex outfit is fourth. Oh, Gabe, can he win? No, he's out.
No. He was our grand prize winner from year number 1, and so he's been permanently removed from the winners list.
Yeah.
So is the voting, Jamie, the little heart? Is that what you click?
Yeah, you just click on the heart, just like so, just like that. So that I've got it sorted. But yeah, you just click on the heart, and that's it. And you can vote often. You know, you can vote 100 times if you like. So click the ones you like. Brad Pitt was at the conference today. Oh, I already voted for Brad. So there you go. Who is what's going on tomorrow? Where are we here? There's an agenda tomorrow, right? What's going on here? Tomorrow, what do we have? We've got, Larry Wilson from Safe Start. Oh, my best friend in the world, the Swiss Army knife himself, Brian McCorder. Yeah, oh boy, here we go. The dynamic duo. Oh, sorry. Who else, Scott? Ergo Moment. Oh,
Yeah.
this.
Corey and Dom, I saw them in march-in session today, so they'll be ready to go tomorrow again.
Yeah, Dr. Ivan Papalitti. Actually, cool side, funny, interesting fact about Dr. Ivan. I think he's given the presentation that he A, gave at NASA, and then B, was invited to give at the White House. So can't be all terrible, that presentation. So that's a beauty. Yeah. Good panel on upskilling. So talking about career and safety professionals, how you up your skill. And then, here we go. Technology panel. This is going to be a good one. So presented by Solus Guard. That's cool. Tim, the Star Wars super fan, is got the Tiffany's in. Mr. Clive Lloyd, come on. Day 2.
Day 2 is amazing.
Yeah, it's fully loaded. Hey, Jamie, a few people have asked me if they missed a session, how can they watch it?
Oh, that's great. If you go back into, so anything in here is you can all see this, right? You go in the auditorium, click on the screen, and you can see the sessions. If they've got a play button, that means it's available now on demand. So it takes a few hours. So once the session is over, we got to deal with the recording and then get it back up into the system. So you can just go back and hit the play button and watch them at your convenience.
Is that going to be only for the 3 days, or is it longer?
Oh, Tamara's just giving me softballs here. Glad you asked, Tamara. It will be up for 30 days after the conference. So again, invite your friends. We should have a contest after 30 days who invites the most people as well.
Yeah.
That would be an interesting competition, because you still can earn your CEUs for the whole 30 days. You get in there, it's all on demand. So yeah, 30 days. Thank you.
Oh, Jamie, somebody wants the LinkedIn challenge link again.
Oh,
Do you have that handy?
I sure could. Oh, Jamie Young, here it is. This is your link.
Yeah.
Just a sec.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
Share that one out.
Your name here is the link. Here, one sec. No, I guess it probably was up in the chat there too.
There you go.
And that'll do all the tracking. Are we
Yeah, so we're gonna close down this one, and we're gonna pop over to the Safety Justice League Lounge and see what's going on over there. We'll have a little networking, free refreshments, free light appetizers, but you got to bring them yourself. So that's the one caveat. So